Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to talk about data governance topic in Unity Catalog, which is workspace catalog binding. So this is a very small topic, so yeah, this video will not be a longer video. So in Unity Catalog, workspace catalog binding allows you to control which catalogs are visible in which workspace. Okay, and this is especially useful when you have multiple environments like dev, staging, production, right, and each mapped to different catalogs. Okay, so why is it needed? For access control, you might want your devs to see only dev catalog, not the production catalog. Data isolation, data pipelines in one workspace should not accidentally touch another data. Team specific views, marketing team versus engineering team workspace. So why it matters? Secure data isolation. So workspace catalog binding let you restrict access so that specific catalogs are only accessible within a designated workspace. This prevents accidental or unauthorized cross workspace data usage. So for example, prod catalog only available in prod workspace, not in dev workspace. Okay, so in short, you are basically restricting your catalog only to some specific workspace. If you remember, we have this two workspace in the same metastore. So if I go to manage account, go to workspace. So if we see here the AI2 Deutsch lab and the recipient workspace, these two are running in the same metastore. Both are in the same region and in the same metastore. Okay, so now what this binding is, workspace catalog binding is telling. By the way, if you don't know how to create a workspace, you can watch my previous video where I was creating a metastore and a new workspace, and there you will get the idea, like how we are creating a new workspace and how we are attaching that metastore and setting all the permissions to this workspace. Okay, so please watch that video. Okay, and so now in this case, now we have these two workspace in the same metastore. Okay, so if we go here, it basically allow you to control which catalog are visible in which workspace. And by the way, there is that official documentation also here. If you go to this catalog binding document here, then here it says basically typical use case for binding a catalog to a specific workspace include ensuring that user can only access production data from a production workspace environment, ensuring that users can only process sensitive data from a dedicated workspace, giving users read-only access to production data from a developer workspace to enable development and testing. For example, let's see this example. So in this diagram, prod catalog, this one, prod catalog is bounded to two production workspace. So there is this one catalog. Okay, inside this catalog we know we have schema and table, right, volumes. So this catalog is bound to two production workspace. Suppose a user has been granted access to a table in prod catalog called my table. If the user try to access my table in the dev workspace, okay, then they receive an error message. The user can access my table only from prod ETL or prod analytics workspace, right, because this is available only in these two workspace, right. Workspace catalog binding are respected in all areas of platform. For example, if you query the information schema, you see only the catalog accessible in the workspace where you issue the query. Data lineage, so this information schema is what here. If we go to system information schema, right, and by default whenever we create a catalog, we also get this information schema. So that's what it says. If you query the information schema, you see only the catalog accessible in the workspace where you issue the query, right, because the catalog is basically accessible only into that workspace. So data lineage and search UI likewise show only the catalog that are assigned to the workspace, whether using binding or by default. Okay, so now here it says how to do that. So let's see. I hope you got the idea, right? Why we want to do the binding of the catalog. So if we go to here catalog, so this is one of our catalog, right? So we click here, and if we go to permissions here, and sorry, if we go to workspace here, it says all workspace have access. Okay, so if there is any other workspace in the same meta store, they would also be able to see this catalog. Okay, so in if we go to here, this is my another workspace in the same meta store. Okay, and here if I refresh, here we see this the AI to Deutsch Labs, right? So here we can see these data available. So because why? Because it allows to all workspace have access to this one. Now if we uncheck this, we see this option assign to workspace. So here we can choose which workspace we want to assign to. Okay, so right now we are assigning only to this our workspace. Okay, and now if we go here to our another workspace, if we refresh, then you see this error, catalog is not accessible in the current workspace. So that is how you are basically binding your catalog to a specific workspace, right? To have proper access, you are basically controlling the access. That's it. In case you have like multiple workspace, then you can basically choose. Okay, you can basically select. Right now we have only this extra workspace here, so that's why it gives you only one option, but if there are 10 more, you can basically choose to which workspace you want to share it, and you can share only at the catalog level, not at the schema level. Okay, so and not also at the table level. Okay, so only at the catalog level. So you can basically, that's why I guess the name workspace catalog binding, right? So yeah, I mean, that's it, very short video. So in case also like if you for example, there might be some scenario where you are basically creating some catalog which you actually want to share with everyone. In that case, you can go ahead, you can create a catalog. So you come here, you create a catalog, and then you basically share it with everyone, right? How you normally create a catalog, and then you can basically, yeah, choose and grant it to everyone or whatever, right? Let's keep this video very short, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.